Hey guys, welcome back to Rachel Reads. My name is Rachel. I love to read and write Christian fiction, and today I'm doing my favorite first lines. For the first one, we have Pride and Prejudice, a classic in many ways. The first line is, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife." It's classic, you gotta love it. Next one is from the prologue of A Castaway in Cornwall by Julie Klassen. And the first line from the prologue is Flotsam or Jetsam. It just made me think Little Mermaid, so had to include it. The next one is from A Rumored Fortune by Joanna Davidson Politano. Whenever I read this first line, I have to read it in Daniel Craig's accent from Knives Out. If you've seen that movie and you heard his accent, that is the only way to properly read this first line.
That is hooey.
But I'm not going to read it that way because I don't have an accent, but the first line is, "I say, Tressa Harlow's dead." The next one is from A Midnight Dance by Joanna Davidson Politano. This first line really makes sense once you read the whole book, and it's really funny. But the first line is, "He was so very blue." Next one is from The Lost Melody by Joanna Davidson Politano. And this one comes from the prologue, aka First Movement. "One day in late May of the year 1886, I found myself imprisoned in a Hurtsville pauper lunatic asylum." This next one is from The Shifting Current by Danny Petrie. This is book 3.5 in the Coastal Guardians, and it is a novella, but it's funny. And this first line does come from the prologue. "Death." Yeah, that's where the period is. So this next one is from A Cry in the Dusk by Carrie Stewart Parks. And it comes from the first chapter, and the first line is, "Are these from the 3 bodies they dug up?" The next 3 lines are all from the same series, and that is the If I Run trilogy by Terry Blackstock. Book 1, If I Run, and it is from the first chapter. "There's blood on the bottom of my shoes." Comforting, I know. The next one is from book 2, which is If I'm Found. "The police lights in my rearview mirror almost destroy me." And then the last one is from book 3, If I Live. And this one is me and my sister's favorite. We laugh about this quite frequently, but that is, "Fried rice isn't worth dying for." This next one is from Ariadne and the Legend of the Fire Rose by Christy A. Cole, and this comes from chapter 1, The Northern Woods. So the next 2 lines are from the second prologue and the chapter 1 of The Princess Companion by Melanie Cellier. The second prologue is, "Every good story I've ever heard has involved a prince." Got a point. And then from chapter 1, "If anyone had told me a year ago that I would find true love through a pea, I would have laughed." This next one comes from chapter 1 of my favorite Melanie Cellier book, and that one is The Princess Pact. Love this book. And the first line is, "Princess Marie Christina Adrienne Camille of Northelm was born." The next 3 lines come from a trilogy, and that is the Ravenwood Saga by Morgan L. Bussey. Line 1 in chapter 1 is "Cold." Book 2 is Flight of the Raven, and the line from there is "Dark." And then from book 3, Cry of the Raven, the first line is "Numb." And then the next 2 lines are from the Heirs of Neverland. This is a duology by Kara Swanson, who does have a new book coming out soon. And I'm definitely interested in reading it. I'm very excited for it. But the first line of Dusk, which is book 1, "When did this fairy tale become a nightmare?" And then from book 2, which is Shadow, the first line is, "Falling out of the sky is far less fun than it sounds." The next 2 lines are from book 1 and 3 of the Anomaly trilogy by Krishna McGee. The first one is from the prologue of Anomaly, and that is 15 minutes and 23 seconds. And then the next one is from the first chapter of Revolutionary, which is book 3. "My head is pounding." The next 3 books are from probably my favorite trilogy ever. I don't know if I can say it. I just love these books. Y'all have heard me talk about them forever. But that is the Out of Time trilogy by Nadine Redis. And y'all, she has her new book coming out in like 2 months. You need to pre-order it. I need to pre-order very soon. I'm going to. The first one is from A Time to Die. If you're looking for a Christian dystopian, pick this or the Anomaly trilogy up. But the first line from A Time to Die is, "There was once a time when only God knew the day you'd die." And then the next one is from book 2, A Time to Speak. And that first line is, "I've been robbed of my death." And then the last one is from book 3, which is A Time to Rise. And that line is, "I wake in a coffin." And then the last 2 lines are from Nadine Miranda's Fantasy Besides Wishers, although it has a great first line, but from Fox and Romanov. So the first line from Fox is, "I wasn't ready to turn to stone." And then the first line from Romanov, I am going to do the prologue in the first chapter just because they're like, great. But the first line from the prologue is, "My blood is my crime." And then the next one is from chapter 1, "I watched my diaries burn." All for the main portion of today's video. I am going to talk about what I'm reading besides one book. I am going to be upfront. I'm not going to talk about one book. It is a surprise vlog. It is very, very, very exciting. A lot of you probably maybe can guess what it is, but I'm very, very excited to read it. I read the first chapter, chef's kiss, so excited. But I'm also reading book 3 in the Page Otter trilogy, and it's called Page Turned, I believe. Yes, Page Turned. I'm enjoying it. I haven't gotten much farther because I've been focusing on the other book, and then I did just finish the second book in the Mysterious Benedict Society last night. Once again, fun book. And for my Bible reading, I am still going through the Daily Grace Company journal about prayer, and it's doing really well. I love all the Bible reading because you read a lot of Bible, or you read a little bit and then you apply it, and sometimes you read more, sometimes you don't, but I'm really enjoying it. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do this video, let me know. I want to see it. I hope God bless you today. Remember, I do my very best to post Tuesdays at 12:30, and I'll see you next time. Bye!